Hello and welcome back to the AI Advantage video podcast series where we explore how companies can create and sustain competitive AI advantage. In case you missed it, over the first 3 episodes of this series, we introduced the idea that real AI advantage comes from learning faster than your competitors. We explored how AI must be embedded into strategy rather than simply follow it, and why early AI advantage evaporates when they rely only on tools. We then showed how the AI Studio and the AI Factory form a continuous innovation system, or a flywheel, that turns ideas into scaled value. Together, these foundations set the stage for building an organization that continuously improves, adapts, and compounds AI advantage. So in this episode, we are stepping inside the AI Studio, the part of the operating model that turns ideas into momentum. So this is where value creation begins, where new AI initiatives are born, tested and shaped into something real. My name is Tom Dissing, and I'm the founder and managing director of Technology Connect, a Sydney-based company that helps companies drive business value from AI. So today I'm joined by my co-host, Martin Stops-Race, who is an expert in helping companies drive business value with AI. So welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Tom. Great to be here. So is this the innovation engine of an organisation where the next generation of product, services and efficiencies start to take shape?
Exactly. The AI Studio is the engine room of an organization's competitive advantage. It gives the organization a system for innovating continuously, not just once a year or once a quarter, but every day. The AI Studio is a structured environment where cross-functional teams work together to explore, to test, de-risk, validate ideas. Business leaders, data scientists, UX designers, engineers collaborate in short sprints to identify where AI can generate measurable value.
So it's not just an experimentation for its own sake, it's where strategy becomes execution.
Precisely. And the AI Studio is where new ventures, product features, workflows are created through ideation and incubation, ultimately producing a minimal viable product or an MVP.
So Tom, as an AI studio rewires workflows instead of just automating tasks, can you walk us through the actual stages? How does a workflow go from a problem to AI-enabled, ready for scale?
Absolutely. Inside the AI Studio, we follow 5 distinct phases. They're simple to understand, but incredibly powerful when combined. So let me take you through them. Phase 1 is discovery. So this is where we find the friction. Remember, we're talking about a workflow here. We look for delays, manual handoffs, duplication, judgment-heavy tasks, anywhere people are compensating for broken processes. So we also assess the cognitive load employees face. So making decisions, searching, assembling of information, and data analysis. So this gives us a roadmap of where AI can meaningfully help. In other words, where is significant value potential?
So once you've found the friction, what's next?
Phase 2 is redesign, which is where we reimagine the workflow. We redesign the workflow with humans and AI together. So this isn't about dropping an LLM into an existing process or a workflow. We rethink who does what. AI handles summarization, retrieval, classification, planning, and humans focus on oversight, the judgment, the exceptions. So we build AI augmented task blueprints so everyone knows how the work will flow in the target state.
So this is where the experimentation begins then?
Exactly. In phase 3, we prototype the new way of working. The studio used rapid prototyping to quickly create and test early versions of AI-enabled workflows. So this lets teams try ideas in a safe, fast, and secure way before committing to full deployment. We simulate real tasks. We test the interactions, refine prompts and agent behaviors. The goal isn't perfection, it's learning. That is fast, cheap, high-velocity learning.
So when does the idea become something people can actually use?
That happens in phase 4. So this is where we build the minimal viable product or the minimal viable workflow, if we're talking about a workflow. A working version of that redesigned process. We pilot it with a small group. We measure real KPIs like cycle time, error reductions, FTE requirements for oversight, and also, of course, the cost to run. We then compare that to the existing process of workflow to quantify value creation. In other words, this is where value becomes tangible for us.
Once the workflow works, how do you get it ready for the rest of the organisation?
The fifth and final stage is called prepare for scale. Before anything transitions to the AI factory, we package it for scale. That includes architecture, integration design, governance, risk controls, operating playbooks, everything needed so the factory can industrialize it cleanly. When this phase is done well, scaling becomes predictable rather than painful, which is often the case when something is thrown over the wall.
So the flow is find the friction, reimagine, prototype, minimum viable workflow, and then prepare for scale. It's a very structured way of rewiring how the organisation or how work gets done.
Exactly. These phases help organizations redesign entire value streams. So value streams being made up of numerous workflows, not just sprinkle automation on top of yesterday's processes. This is how the AI Studio creates real, sustained performance lifts. It's how companies ensure that AI Factory receives solutions that are genuinely ready to scale.
So Tom, can you give us an actual example of an AI studio working inside a complex organisation?
Let me share a recent example from a global telco provider that's built an advanced agentic AI studio. They, as a telco, operate massive OSS, BSS environments, which is used for network operations, service assurance, billing, provisioning, all these areas where speed, accuracy, and orchestration really matters for a telco company.
And what role does their AI studio play in all of this?
The studio has become the central engine for designing and testing AI-driven workflows before they reach the production system. So telco uses the studio to ideate, to prototype, and incubate agentic workflows that automate traditional manual operational processes. So things like network diagnostic, ticket triage, configuration checks, proactive service assurance.
So what makes that so important specifically for a telco then?
So I'm not a telco expert, but telco operations involve thousands of interconnected tasks. So what looks simple, like diagnosing a network or a customer outage, often requires pulling data from multiple OSS, BSS systems, correlating signals, running checks, handing off tasks between teams. So the AI Studio provides a safe, secure, and fast environment to redesign these workflows end to end and to test how AI agents can take over parts of that process.
So the AI Studio is where they figure out what agent should do and how.
Exactly. Inside the studio, they run rapid 2 to 4 week sprints where AI specialists, network engineers, product teams, they collaborate. They design agentic behaviors, test orchestration logic, simulate multitask using real operational scenarios. So this reduces the time from concept to a working MVP dramatically.
And once the agent works,
then it's packaged as a repeatable pattern, handed to the organization's AI factory team for scaling across regions, markets, network domains. In this particular case here, the AI Studio has already delivered MVPs for things like multi-step network fault triage, proactive performance monitoring, automated resolution workflows, agent-led operations playbooks, all validated in the studio before hitting production environments.
So the studio then identifies what works and the factory amplifies it across the organization.
Precisely. So for this global telco, the AI Studio is the only practical way to build and scale AI agents safely and securely inside the OSS, BSS without breaking live operations. It becomes the bridge between innovation and reliable industrialized performance. So when the AI Studio and the AI Factory connect seamlessly, the organization learns faster than competitors can respond. This is how AI advances is created and sustained.
Great.
So in closing off this episode of the AI Advantage series, the AI Studio isn't just an innovation lab. It's a core part of the operating model. It enables continuous, fast, safe, and secure reinvention. And if this is a conversation you'd like to explore in more details, there's a link below to schedule some time, and just click on it. And the good part is that it's free. If you're watching on YouTube, please comment, like, and subscribe. It helps this video podcast reach more AI leaders navigating the same challenges and in using AI to drive business value.
Great conversation, Tom. Looking forward to episode 5, where we will go inside the AI factory and where our MVPs become scaled enterprise capability. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Martin.